Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to another video. Now, this video is going to be fun and interesting because we're doing something that it's been a while since I've done. If you have been on this channel for a while and you are in the Discord, then you probably remember doing some art contests or hearing of some art contests because we did them fairly regularly. Now, for some reason, we just sort of stopped doing it, and I sort of want to bring it back because it was something that I feel like a lot of people enjoyed. And so I thought, well, let's just kick off August, I suppose. It's not the beginning of the year. So we're just kicking off August with an art contest. Now, as you could probably tell from the title, there is going to be a giveaway in this video. Now, if you remember some of my Leak Buster series, then you will probably know that GAOMON sponsored a few of those videos. So what GAOMON is doing is they're sending me the PD1560 to check out, and then they were just like, hey, if you don't want it, just give it away. And I was like, that's a perfect idea, so I'll go ahead and do that. Now, I haven't gotten the PD1560 that I will be reviewing and sending off to one of you guys yet, but it will be here at some point, so I don't have it to show off to you. There is the video on screen for you, so that's sort of what you can expect. All you have to do to enter is put down a comment, but the important part is that you include the hashtag giveaway, and that'll actually allow you to enter into the giveaway, because some of you guys might want to leave comments but don't necessarily want to be entered into the giveaway. And here's the thing, guys, if you actually, if you enter in the giveaway, make sure you have notifications turned on for replies on comments or something, because if I reply to your comment, that's my only way of getting in contact with you. So if I reply to your comment and a couple days have gone by and you still haven't responded, I'm just gonna pick another comment. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that. So since I will be checking out the PD1560, it does mean that you're not getting a brand new one, because I will have obviously checked it out and used it, but if you want a brand new one, they are actually running a sale from the 3rd to the 9th of this month right now. So you can go check it out and get 15% off of your order. So if you want a brand new one, links are down in the description below. But I guess the one upside to winning the giveaway is I'll write a little message for you or something in there. I don't know. We'll see. But if you want more info on the giveaway and sort of the PD1560, you can check the description, but for now, let's go ahead and hop right into sort of the rules and what you're going to be doing for the art contest. So like I said earlier, the whole idea of this art contest is you're going to be creating your own Kwami, and that also means you'll be creating a power and everything like that. So you're basically creating a Kwami as if you were putting it into the show. Now, in order to make a Kwami, you have to understand what a Kwami is. So here is the wiki for the Kwamis. Now, the link to this will be down in the description below if you want to read up more. But basically, the important part that we get from this wiki is the description. So Kwamis are divine beings that are formed whenever a new abstract idea or emotion comes into existence in the universe, such as creation, love, beauty, and mathematics. Now, I'm going to be going through my example that I came up with for this art contest to help you sort of to help guide you through this. If you don't want to hear my example and stuff, you can always click off if you understand sort of what you're doing. But just know that an abstract idea / emotion is not pizza, okay? That's not that you can't make a pizza Kwami. You have to be an abstract idea would be something like creation, love, beauty, and mathematics. Well, love is an emotion, but you know what I mean. So what I would recommend doing is actually just Googling list of abstract ideas or list of emotions, and then obviously don't choose one that's already in the show because that's not a good idea, but you can just find websites like this and it'll show you, well, here's an abstract noun list, and then you can see love, anger, hate, all this stuff. So you can pick one of these, and there's by all means other websites that you can go check out, but this is just the one that I picked. And so I picked knowledge. So the Kwami that I'm going to make is the Kwami of knowledge. Now, I don't think there's a knowledge Kwami already out there, so this is a good pick. Now, the way that you're actually going to be submitting this is on a Google Forms. Now, you will have to sign into the Google Forms, so you will have to have a Google account, but I feel like most people these days have a Google account, so that probably isn't that big of a deal. The reason you have to sign in is because you have to submit files, aka images, so there's no other way around it other than having you go to some other source, and it was just easier to have it all in one place. But anyway, the reason for me telling you this is because I made a Photoshop document. Now, you do not have to do this, but it is helpful. Now, obviously, you don't have to do a Photoshop document. You could do it in another program, or you could just sketch it out on a piece of paper. This is just my way of sort of collecting my ideas. So the first thing that we have on our Kwami is the Kwami of knowledge. So I just went ahead and wrote that down. Now the next thing I wanted to do was come up with a name for the Kwami, because that's sort of important, because if I'm describing like what this Kwami's power is, I sort of want to use its name so that way I can say this Kwami's power is this and use the name as like this Kwami. So what I did for inspiration is I actually went on the wiki of Tiki and Plague to sort of see like, well, how was their names created? And Tiki's was a translation of something that meant like creation or something. That was the idea that they had, they didn't know for sure. And then Plague's was based on the word plague. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just come up with something. It doesn't really matter too much. So what I did is I looked up synonyms for knowledge and stuff like that. I just, did some brainstorming, and what I came up with was Telly. Now, the backstory behind Telly is, on the synonyms page, I saw intelligence listed, and I was like, intelligence, Telly is in there. So I was like, okay, that works pretty well, because for a Kwami's name, you want to have two of the same letter in there somewhere. So like Tiki is Tikki, Plague is Plagg, so this one just works out well. It's Telli. So now we have Telly, the Kwami of knowledge. So the next thing that I did was sort of brainstormed, what power do I want this Kwami to have? So I did some thinking of things that had to do with knowledge. I thought of first like something that would make the, say for example, if I'm transformed with as the Kwami of knowledge, like, what do I want to do? And one idea that I had was, well, maybe if I touch my opponent, I can make them tell me the truth of some kind. Now, first of all, the first issue with that is that sort of goes with I feel like that could go better with some sort of like truth and falsehood like Kwami idea. So I didn't go with that for that reason, as well as that just sort of seemed like a ripoff of Wonder Woman, with her lasso. So I decided against that. And so instead, what I decided to do was I made a power called Search. And what this would do is allow, if I was transformed, I could touch the user, and then that would allow me to enter a memory, or maybe a couple memories, or maybe that's a power up that you get, since right now Ladybug and Cat Network can only use it for 5 minutes, maybe, the future thing is that you can go through multiple memories. But basically, you can enter the memory of something that is troubling the person you're entering the memory for. So for example, if Cat Noir is akumatized, I can use my power and go into the memory of what's troubling him the most. And probably most of the time what's going to be troubling the person right at that point in time is the reason why they got akumatized. So we would be able to go back to the memory of when, what issue happened. So for Cat Blanc, it's finding out that his father's Hawkmoth. So I would be able to see that in the memory. I would just be a visitor there, and then I would be able to see where he was akumatized, and I would be able to tell, okay, how to defeat him by where to break and find the Akuma. So that's sort of the power of Search. Now the next thing I did, which is arguably something that you might want to do before you come up with the power, not entirely sure, and possibly the name even, maybe right after you figure out what abstract idea you're going with, maybe you should come up with the animal, because all Kwamis are based on some sort of animal. And so I did some thinking, what animal is known for being sort of smart or knowledgeable, and so I just went with a dolphin, because I feel like that's sort of, known as smart animal. So then I came up with a transformation and detransformation term, and I said you would use Tellyfin up to transform and Tellyfin down to detransform. So that was just my transformation sequence. So now we have the backbones of this Kwami. The only things that I don't have is the art contest part. And so I had to draw up a Kwami of the dolphin, or Telly. And that is just what I did. I drew this, and I actually drew this with the PD1560 Pro, which is basically the big brother of what I'll be giving away in this video. So yeah, got that. So if you guys like the Leakbuster series, a new episode's coming out here soon. So yeah, here's Telly. I'm not a very good artist, if you couldn't tell. This looks pretty bad, although I will have to say I am pretty proud of myself for the line art. The line art looks pretty good, it's just the colors are terrible. So I'm pretty happy. I'm okay with it, it's whatever. So this is Telly. You can obviously tell it's a dolphin. So yeah, So now I've completed the requirements for the art contest. However, actually that's not entirely true. There are a couple extra things that you will need to fill out. It's just, as far as the art stuff goes, I have technically completed the requirements. However, it's an optional thing to include the weapon and sort of the miraculous. Now you do have to include like a description of those things, but you do not have to include an image. But I went ahead and made the miraculous. That was the next thing I did, is I made the miraculous, and what I wanted it to be was a bracelet that you would wear. And the reason why it's just a solid color is because you would just wear the bracelet, and you know how some, like if you go to a dolphin show, the dolphins can jump through hoops? That was my inspiration. It's just a solid color hoop, that like a hula hoop that the dolphins jump through. So that was my idea for the miraculous. Now I got really uncreative for the weapon, and it's basically just the same thing, but the difference is it's an actual hula hoop, but it has like a little break at some point that you can detach it. So then what you can do is you can like turn the hula hoop into like a rod, and then you could just like hit people with the rod. So that was my idea with the hula hoop. So yeah, got pretty uncreative with this one. Now I did not make, like, you know how there's a camouflaged version? This is the camouflaged version. This is not the activated version. I didn't make an activated version because, like, I don't know, it'll just change colors or something. But yeah, so I have my miraculous, my weapon, and my Kwami. So now that I've sort of like gotten all my notes and created what I need to create, now we can actually go ahead into the Google form that is listed down in the description below. So yeah, like I said, you will have to include your email here, and that's because you're uploading a file. There's no way around that, so sorry that you have to have an account and sign in, but it's nothing I could really do about it. But anyway, there will be this YouTube video listed here. It's just the YouTube video is not up yet, so obviously it's not listed here. And then here's the link to the Kwamis, so you can go like learn about the Kwamis. So for the Kwami's name, Telly. What abstract emotion? Knowledge. What is the Kwami's animal? That would be a dolphin. So that's the first three questions, is just what the name is, what the abstract idea is, and then what the animal is. So then you just include an image. So if I go over here and pull in my Kwami, there we go. Just upload it. It'll upload to this, and then it's as simple as that. Now it has to be a PNG or JPEG or an image file, so just be aware that it has to be an image. You can't be like a PDF. What's the Kwami's miraculous? So it would be just like a hoop bracelet. It's red. It is obviously, you should probably think this out more than I am. I'm just, you know, doing a very basic thing. And then if you wanted to, you could say, like, one of my ideas for the transformation sequence was like the user would take off the bracelet, hold it, and then Telly would jump through the hoop, and then that would sort of like be the transformation sequence, and then you would put the bracelet back on or something. So you could include that. You just want to, like, if there's information that you want to include, like sort of how it changes form, like what color it changes into. So like turn silver when activated or something. Just include all of that info here, because that's just the place for it. Now, what does the user say to transform? So I'm gonna say Tilly. Wait, that's not Telly. I should probably remember my name of the Kwami. Telly, let's see, it was fin up, and then Telly fin down. So that's the transformation and detransformation. So this one's optional. You can tell by there's no star here. So I am just going to include an image of the miraculous because I can. And so, yeah. And then the weapon. What is your Kwami's weapon? A hula hoop. How do you spell hula hoop? Hula hoop. Is that right? Probably. I don't know. It's not giving me an autocorrect. Is there? Well, I guess there is no autocorrect. So I could have misspelled everything here. I don't know. Anyway, hula hoop. And so what does this weapon do? It can separate. Well, separate's not the right word, is it? It can, I don't know, turn into a staff, and it's just a hula hoop. So whatever you want to put here, if there's like a specific thing, like you play it, if it's like some sort of musical instrument, you can play it and then it'll do something, and it's super complicated. Mine's just a basic weapon. It's a hula hoop, so you can, like, I don't know, capture people with it, like, you know, put them in the hoop and then pull them around or whatever, and then you can turn it into a staff, hit people with it, you know, basic stuff like that. How large is it? It's just a hula hoop. So yeah, and then you can add the weapon in here, and so just gonna upload that. What is the Kwami's power? So, for example, Plag's power is called Cataclysm. When activated, it can break or the user can break it. So, I'm actually just, because I'm lazy, I'm just going to put, just going to copy and paste this into that, and then we'll be all good to go. So, obviously, if you have more, if there's more detail that you want to put for yours, by all means, include it here. And then this final question is if you had any additional info about the Kwami, you know, stuff that wasn't answered, or if you have like an actual character, like if you picked a character from the show, like if you wanted, for example, Alex, obviously I know she has the bunny Miraculous, but if you wanted Alex to have this Miraculous, you could say this would be Alex's Miraculous, or if you created an OC character for it, you could put that here too. So whatever you did not include here that you wanted to include in this submission, you can go ahead and put that here, and then you're done. Congrats. So when you submit it, you can only get one submission, but you can go back and edit your submission, so that's all good. But yeah, that is it for the art contest. Now, as far as when this is going to be up, I honestly don't know how long it's going to run for. As of right now, it is going to be at least a month. So you have an entire month to do this. I will create a community post, and I'll probably like update the top comment of this video. So if you want an updated date as to when this is actually going to be ending, just right now September sometime, but that could easily be extended. I don't know. It depends on how many submissions I get and how many of you guys are interested. If you want to see more art contests in the future, go ahead. This one is not Discord exclusive, but who knows, maybe they'll become Discord exclusive, or if this is just a really good series that you guys really like, then maybe we can do it, sort of like the meme contest that we did a couple months ago. So, I don't know, we'll just sort of see where it goes. Be sure to comment extra ideas for other art contests so that we can do them in the future, and yeah, I think that's really it. Thanks to GAOMON for sponsoring this video. It's not really a sponsor, but I'm just giving away something, so, I don't know, maybe it's a sponsor, who knows? But yeah, good luck on the giveaway. Remember, just comment down something, anything really, and then just do a hashtag giveaway, and then that'll ensure that you are entered. So yeah, good luck with that, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
I like shiny.